YouTube, what is good? It's your boy Magnificent coming back with some heat on feet. Actually, it's not heat on my feet. It's actually my wife's feet. If you recall, you're probably seeing the Spongebob crazed day where I think 5 different releases came out. You had the Spongebobs, the Patricks, Sammy Cheeks, the Krabs, and Squidward himself. I did not get the Squidwards, but I got the other 4 pairs. Gonna be interesting. I'm not gonna reveal how I got the other 3 pairs, but this one obviously is courtesy from Nike. I did hit on the Sandy Cheeks for my wife. She wears a size 9. Now don't sleep on these Kyrie, I believe it's low 2s, because the low 2s were the limited pairs. I know this is not the most popular one, but the Mr. Krabs one is obviously the most popular one, but there were limited releases for this shoe. So even though your store may have had it, they probably had maybe 1 or 2 pairs per size, possibly, but it wasn't a wide range. And I think this Saturday, when the Satins come out, this might be a re-release for the Spongebobs and the Patricks. So check out your local sneaker store. It might pop up in the sneakers app. It may not. It may be Foot Locker, but I know that there's going to be another, I want to say, wave of shoes that's going to release for the Spongebobs and the Patrick. So without further ado, let's get straight into the shoe because I'm anxious to see this. I haven't seen this before, and we're gonna cut. Whoa! I think I just cut the receipt. I'm gonna cut this thing open because I'm curious to see how this looks and how Kyrie executed. And if you didn't know, I am a Kyrie fan too because I'm gonna go more into this. This is the Kyrie 5s. If I had the Spongebobs, it would look just like this. Is that this is the Duke version, the Duke PEs that he came out with earlier this year. I'll get into that later. So, of course, you got the whole Nike receipt. Now let's get into the shoe. And okay, right out the box, you can see right there, Kyrie Low 2. And on the box itself, the design is actually mimicking the shoe. So if you see in the box, it's not really like a crazy big design or whatever the case may be. It is the engineering design of the actual shoe. And you can tell because on the heel of the shoe, somebody thought it was like an Asian engraving or something like that. It's actually number 11. This is what you see. If you look on the heel of the shoes, I've seen pictures already, and you see, let me just push this up to you. And you see where it says number 11? That's the same engraving that you see on the actual, like towards the toe box of the actual shoe. So let's open this up. I'm curious to see it. It is very detailed, I heard. And also, before we do that, size 9, so that you know it's not a personal pair, but it has the QR code on it. And yeah, hold on. Let me just see. Ow! Now, he went all out on this because I can... These are dope. If you're a SpongeBob fan, you'll appreciate this. But you got to be a SpongeBob fan, otherwise you're not going to appreciate it. So here's the thing. Push this to the side. There's certain details that I can tell about this shoe, just taking it straight out the box and looking at it. Now, I've been watching SpongeBob for a while. I still watch it with my kids. And if you notice that there's a translucent portion that's on the toe box. You see where it's like red, blue, like those lines? If you ever watch or if you ever look at Sandy Cheeks, the character, she wears a spacesuit. She has that whole helmet thing going on, and she wears the gray boots or whatever you want to call it. This is the sleeve portion. So if you Google Sandy Cheeks, I'm pretty sure that this is the actual sleeve of that's what this represents right here. And then
let's take a look.
Wait, I want to take a look. Google eavesdropping? The hell? Anyway, if we look at the side panels, the translucent overlays on it, I think that this is dope because obviously this is the flower that you see on Sandy Cheeks' helmet, which is featured on the actual shell. And then I got a little got some nuts on the back. No, I'm joking. But because she's sandy cheeks, you can see that she has that. And again, we're gonna cover some more on Super Zoom. I can't put this on feet because it's a size 9. I wear a size 13. Yes, I got boats. Got boats, people. But I do like the fact that you got the sandy cheeks inside on the tongue, and there are certain engravings on this shoe that I didn't see, other than the Nike Zoom on the toe box. It is a predominantly, I think, upper is mesh. Yeah, the upper is all full mesh. I do like the fact that what I'm looking at with the eyelets. Now, so the eyelets has 3 different levels. You have the top, which basically is going to converge on the shoe, both sides. When you set the eyelets, when you run the laces through the eyelets on the top, it's going to make the shoe fit tighter. And if you decide, hey, I don't want to make it that tight, I want to loosen it up, you have that ability to pretty much push it down and loosen it up so it's wider to the foot. So I think that's a cool, dope concept. Another thing that I'm seeing, oh yeah, the dots. So the dots that you see on the midsole of the shoe, if you ever see Sandy Cheeks, the character, she wears a boot, and I believe on the boots, on the outsole of the portion of actually the outer portion of the boot, it has that same red dot on her shoes. This thing is very detailed. It's constructed like you got the mesh all over, predominantly on the upper, and then I like the fact that they did like this. It's like a rubber. It's almost like some type of rubber design on the toe box itself. But there's that design that I was talking about that mimics what you see on the toe box. Number 11. You haven't seen that already? I think that's pretty cool. And then on the tongue, is kind of like the cartoon version of the Kyrie symbol. And I do like the fact that they did this. So let me see if I can take this out. I don't want to mess this up because this is the missus shoe. You messes up the missus shoe, you're in trouble. So you gotta be delicate with this. But there's differences between the left and the right, in particular the tongue. Now, if you look on it, you can see like this kind of represents the tail, right? It's not. It would have been this color, but I guess Nike elected to do this for some odd reason. Or if you could say that this represents her hair, sorta. The one thing that is cool that I haven't seen anybody reveal yet, at least on YouTube, is I noticed that people do look at the left side of the tongue, and on the inside it represents what, like you can see Nickelodeon, but if you look on the other side, it says Texas. Now, I'm sorry. It's Philly, Eagles, Cowboys, Texas. But anyway, getting back to the shoe, I think it's a real dope concept. I wish I could put these on. I have to wait until my crabs come in. That was poorly worded. Yeah, yeah. No. But anyway, I have to wait until those versions come in because I want to try those on. These feel and look snug. So we're gonna do the super zoom on these shoes so you can see the engravings that I think I am seeing, but I can't see it unless I magnify it. And of course, you'll be able to see that too when I do the super zoom on these, but I just can't do the on feet. So your boy Magnificent, before we get into the super zoom, here's what I was getting at. Anybody that has the Kyrie 5s, if you're ever wondering how to remove the laces, look no further. So here's the thing. What I'm going to do is show you how to actually do this in real time. So if you pull out the laces, the only thing that's keeping this fly trap that's over the laces together is this big loop and the small loop. And how this works is you're going to take this big loop and you're going to kind of push it through the small loop. This is being if you decided to take off the laces off the Kyrie 5s. It's the same design, same engineering concept that you see with the Spongebobs, the Patricks, and the Squidwards. So I'm going to thread this in here so you can see it. So now what you're seeing is big loop under the little loop, and you're going to kind of like push. You're going to pull on the actual bigger portion of the loop, and that portion goes into the hole of the fly trap, which you can see right here. So what I mean by that is I'm going to, just like I stuck this big loop through that small loop, I'm going to take this big loop and go through that hole opening. So now it looks like this, right? And then what I'm going to do is take the actual lace, and that lace goes pretty much through this loop, this big loop, and then you pull, and that's it. That's for those, I mean, for those who just wanted to, who was curious what this fly trap and what it does. It is basically converging on your shoe on the outsole, I'm sorry, on the inside, and it's allowing stability and sturdiness of your foot. So when you make cuts, I don't play basketball, when you make cuts, it's kind of keeping your foot intact, so you're not rolling over or doing anything kind of weird. It's kind of keeping your feet aligned to prevent, most of the times, to prevent you from spraining your ankle. So that's why I wanted to show you real quick. But enough of this. Let's get into the super zoom. Yeah, I think we should. All right, YouTube, we got the super zoom on deck. So now I want to go straight to the translucent by the toe box. Now this is the right shoe. If we look at this, this says just be you. So the super zoom, the reason why I feature this because there's certain things that certain basketball players are incorporating into their design, like their shoes. You can see that this is the number 11, so you're looking at the toe box actually close to the actual tongue of the shoe. You can see where it says number 11. But this, when I say it was very well crafted, it was, and you can see the stitching in this mesh. Oh, this is immaculate. This is the rubber that I was talking about that's on the toe box itself. And I mean, I don't know what he did in terms of like how to design and how to craft it, but whoever is on his engineering team, kudos to you, because you can see right here, got the eyelets on deck. And that's what I was talking about with the 3 levels, where you can say, hey, this will basically make the shoe tighter. This kind of like loosens it up, and this also loosens it up. So there's 3 levels to adjust this. I like the Kyrie 2s. I think they're pretty dope. You got the Nike swoosh on deck. You got the Nike shoes right here. I think it's rubber. This is rubberish. And of course, you got the sandy flower. Just looking at the heel. All right, got the nut that's in the back. Oh God. Anyway, but you can see like the ridges, like the craftsmanship in this is done well. Now I'm seeing some type of red. I know you're seeing that too. I'm seeing some type of red paint. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it comes off. That is weird. But hey, that's what super zoom does. It enhances everything that can't be seen mostly by the naked eye sometimes. But going along the shoe, let me see if I can creep in here. But there you go, man. You can see where it's at. You can see poor Sandy. But you know, there's the whole Texas. Open that up a little bit more. There's that whole Texas, how they spell the Texas on the inside of the tongue. But I don't think I see anything. And normally Kyrie's, he'll have like hidden messages. Specifically on the Kyrie 5s. I know he has a couple messages. For those that don't know, he has his family first. That's how his shoes are pretty much constructed and engineered. I'm gonna go ahead and bring the left side because I think there's something on the left side as well. But his shoe is basically just it's family first. So if you look carefully, if anybody that has Kyrie 5s, look carefully at the shoe, because on the size that I'm showing you right now, if you look on the exact same areas, there's others engravings. So here goes. There's engraving right here. I just saw this. So this basically says engineered to the exact specifications of Kyrie Irving. So it's little engravings like that where Giannis Antetokounmpo and his shoe line, as well as Kyrie Irving, they both have family-oriented themes. So you'll see his daughter's birthday and her name on, I believe, on the right side. And I think on the left side for the Kyrie 5s, you'll see his mom's first and last name. Rest in peace to his mom. And she actually passed away due to an illness. And then also on the bottom of the Kyrie 5s, if you're looking at them, you'll notice that it'll say 1992. And basically that is the year he was born. So it's basically family first. theme. But going back to these are dope. I don't see any other small engravings. Like, again, normally sometimes they'll put something so small that it can't be seen by the naked eye. But you know me, and of course we're looking at the bottom. You know me, I like to pretty much go through all the shoe and see if I can find anything that most people have overlooked. But when you do these reviews on these shoes, especially these Kyrie shoes and Giannis Antetokounmpo, sometimes I think Kobe has them too. You got to watch everything, because there's certain things in the shoe that you may not be seeing by the naked eye that I can see. So far, the only thing I can see are the translucents on the toe box. On the midsole, you can see like it. Obviously it says engineered for Kyrie Irving, but then this one, I had no idea that this is on the left side. On the right side, I had no idea it had this on the engraving on this side, where it just says "Just Be You." And that couldn't be any furthermore from the truth, because quite honestly, most people will be themselves. They probably have a better, less stressed life. But your boy Magnificent, I'll be back with another pair, because I'm telling you right now, if I can get my pair, hopefully this week, not this week, next week, I want to see the Mr. Krabs and see how that looks. I'm pretty sure it'll be similar to this, outside of the fact that instead of mesh, we're seeing here on the sandy cheeks, I believe it's supposed to be leather pad, like a red leather pad all around the toe box, and pretty much it actually is predominantly the upper. So we'll see how that goes. And your boy Magnificent, I'm out. Sandy cheeks, I gotta give this to my wife. I know she's happy. I think this is dope. And you know what? I am out. You guys stay blessed.